But we wanted to spotlight a group of folks that I have gotten to be able to work with in the last couple of years. Did some charity work for them. We did a little charity fundraiser with a basketball game of horse, which I want to get back doing again this year with all the folks here on 1130 The Tiger. But we'll put that on the burner for now. But they have a really good fundraiser coming up, and so we're pleased to welcome in the executive director of the Shreveport-Bossier Rescue Mission, Larry Otwell, and Sarah Ardis, who handles all their PR, media relations, and everything. All right, so first of all, tell me about what's going on now. What's happening with the rescue mission? You know, every time I drive by downtown, I see the building. I've actually had a few. I do Uber and Lyft on the side, and I've had a few rides down there, dropping folks off from working and whatnot. So tell me kind of where you're at right now and what's going on.
We've been on a long journey for about the last 5 years, 4.5 or 5 years, really moving from a homeless transient type facility into a program facility. We got 9 different programs there now. We say everything we do is under what we call the life recovery program.
Yeah.
It's the analogy of give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach him how to fish, feed him for a lifetime.
Right.
And what we discovered is most missions around the United States have been doing that for a while. Just transitioning into a program facility that if we got people there to be able to teach them, train them, give them some work ethic, some vocational training and stuff like that.
Well, that's one of the things I was mentioning going into this is the reason why I like what you do so much is it's not just, hey, we're giving you a place to land, a soft place to land, as it were, but it's about transitioning folks back out into society again, whether it's, I know you work with all kinds of people, whether it's folks who've fallen on hard times, drug addiction, or stuff beyond their control, lost a job and therefore lost a home and that kind of thing. And so I would imagine there's got to be a lot of, I guess you have to have a lot of flexibility in that regard because everyone who comes in with a different story.
We do, and a lot of people ask, about homelessness or the faces of homelessness, and it's from A to Z. And what we've discovered is being a program facility like we are now, life recovery program, we have case managers. Everybody sees case managers every week. So we're doing life with people. And we know when we're doing life with people, it gets a little messy, and you're having to do personal life, which, we say all the time that God hadn't called us to do easy. He called us to help people's lives change. And so that means we have to have a lot more case managers, teachers, programs, and all that. And
What goes, give me some indication of you get someone in, how do you go about, figuring out what their story is and then tailoring what you need to do for them? Because, again, not everyone comes in with the same issues. Not everyone comes in with the same needs for recovery or getting back on their feet. Some people need a lot deeper, a lot more help than other folks do. How do you go about the evaluation process of understanding what they need and then being able to apply what they need?
First thing everybody does when they come in is they see a case manager. Case manager sits down, does an assessment. Hey, what got you here? What's going on? How can we help you? That's from A to Z. I heard you say earlier, they might have lost their jobs. It could be drug and alcohol.
Yeah.
I don't know if most people have realized, but 81% of female homicides in Louisiana are from domestic abuse.
Yeah.
We're number 2 in the United States of America. My sister was murdered 31 years ago through domestic violence. Probably 80 or 90% of our women that come to the clinic or to the mission have come out of domestic violence. So that's not a thing that you can just unpack overnight. So that takes time, that takes case management, that takes work, and it takes different classes and programs and stuff like that.
How much of what you do is on site? Is it all on site where they can get every bit of help and every bit of program work that they need on site, or is some of it you go to different places or have to deal with other things?
No, everything that we do pretty much is on site. Now, there's different organizations that we send people to, but we house. We're we're a housing facility, and so we run about 150 to 200 men, women, and children between our 2 locations, McNeil Street and our old location is just a men's facility. And so there's case managers on site, teachers on site, all the different. We got vocational training manager that helps people with jobs and training and things like that. So everything we do, 24/7, is on site.
Larry Otwell, the executive director of the Shreveport-Bossier Rescue Mission, and Sarah Ardis as well. Sarah, you've been there for a while now. Tell me what it's been like watching this transition between, as you say, because when we first started,
Right.
it was not nearly as much of, as he's discussing, as a program facility. It was much more of a shelter facility. What's that transition been like?
It's been awesome to watch the process unfold. So I've been at the mission for 7 years now. When missions across the United States first started, it was around the era of the Great Depression. So they were founded to meet the needs at the time, to feed people, to house people. But you guys know, working in media, we're in 2019 now. The issues have changed, and our program has had to adjust to meet the needs of our cities.
And I'm kind of curious, how much now does your job include, whether it's social media, whether it's, things that are done electronically? I would imagine there's a lot more that goes into it now, because there are more avenues to reach out to people, because, part of what you have to do is fundraise, and you're always looking for donations. You're looking for, whether it's monetary or items, things that people need. You're always looking for that. How much has it helped to be able to have different avenues to reach out to folks?
It's definitely made my job a whole lot easier to have all of these different outlets, because first of all, social media is a great tool not only to reach our community, to get them engaged in what we're doing, but also it's a great tool to reach people that are in need of the programs that we have. So it's really opened a lot of doors to us and helped us reach a lot of people in the community that are looking to get involved and wanting to be a part of change in our cities.
Speaking of opportunities to get involved, part of the reason you're here is because you have a run coming up, a 5K, 10K. I shouldn't say a run; it's also a walk. If you don't want to, or in Roger's case, Roger's case, he's gonna walk about 100 yards and then go, all right, y'all pick me up and take me the rest of the way. Tell me about it, and how can people get involved?
Well, so we're doing our Mission Possible 510K, and it's a fun run too for the little ones 10 and under. The best part is too, so if you're not a runner like Roger's over there, that's okay. We have undercover agent, so you can pay $30, get a T-shirt, and you don't even have to worry about it, Roger.
There you go. That's Roger's cup of tea right there.
And it's on the old Autumn Breeze Trail. It's a really awesome trail through South Highlands, and it's through some great sponsors I'll let Pastor Larry tell you about.
Yeah, thanks to First Baptist of Shreveport, we was able to crank the old Autumn Trail back up.
Nice.
Because we launched from there and end up there, and just thanks to many other great sponsors. And as you said, the name of it's Mission Possible instead of Mission Impossible, and that's where we come up with, you could be an undercover agent, and just stay under the, you can stay under the cover, literally. Stay at home, sleep.
I like it. It's interesting because there's so many of these things. There's so many different ways that people fundraise. There's golf tournaments, there's races, there's all kind of things. How do you go about trying to maybe differentiate yourself, or at least get your name out there when there seems to be every week in and week out, there's a race, there's a golf tournament, there's something that people are trying to raise funds?
Well, absolutely. Location has definitely helped us because it's a really pretty trail. It's through South Highlands. There's really pretty houses there. There's a lot of shade, which in Louisiana is crucial to runners. And if you're a really big runner, this is right before they do marathons as well. So a lot of people like that we offer a 10K because it gives them an opportunity to train. Even though I don't like running up hills, some people do. I
don't like running downhill or any hill for that matter.
I don't want to fall down.
Yeah, I don't even want to run to my car if I have to.
So that has definitely helped us out, and we partner with Sports Spectrum to put on the race. They're really great about getting the word out to the running community as well.
Yeah, and that's an important thing because not only is it for folks that maybe just want to help out the mission, but it's also folks that are actually doing this for real training at some point, which is, we all know who that's not in this room. And, and there's at least 4 of us, I think, in this room that aren't doing this for training purposes at all. What do you ultimately, and I know you're always fundraising, you're always looking for donations of all kinds, but how many different events are you putting on that this is one of the events that you're going through?
Yeah, it's one of several events that we do fundraising-wise. It's this and our golf tournament, but we do events throughout the year. Probably our biggest one coming up after the 510K is our Thanksgiving campaign. So we have partners throughout the community. We work with Community Renewal. So not only do we feed our guests and the homeless that are in our community, but we also deliver 1,000 to-go meals out into the community to reach people who need a meal in need. So,
well, I do remember that because when I was doing the other show back on the other station, we kind of jumped in and helped out with some of that. I know one of my old producer at the time came out and helped deliver meals. I think I was out of town, as I always am on Thanksgiving. But that being said, there are opportunities, even if it's not,
right.
Hey, I can give money or I can give items. You can still donate time, correct?
absolutely.
We do a volunteer. We just had one last Saturday, volunteer orientation, first Saturday of every month. People come in, get plugged in to see how they can volunteer. I want to be sure and plug Rapolo Insulation.
Yeah, they're one of our morning show
Several
sponsors.
years
Oh,
now.
yeah.
They're one of Tim Fletcher's sponsors.
They're cooking all of our turkeys, slicing it up for us. I think they're going to do about 1,500.
1,500, and as a barbecue
plates.
guy, you can appreciate
I
that.
can.
It's really
It is
good.
excellent.
And I've heard Brian Rapolo does a good job of cooking. That's
He does.
everything.
It's very awesome.
That's what Fletcher tells me in the mornings anyway. So, yeah, because they're one of the morning show sponsors. So, okay, we need to give out how people can get involved. So
Right.
how do you come and be a part of this run? By the way, it's next Saturday,
Right.
beginning in the morning.
Right.
Correct?
So it's September 21st. So sign up if you go to Sports Spectrum's website. You'll see a link right there. It's all on our social media page. Sign up, bring the whole family out because we're also going to do a race after party. So we're going to have ice cream. We're going to have food on site and just a really good time.
And Rogers, when he shows up, he'll bring Budweiser, but he'll pour it into something else so that no one thinks it's actually Budweiser.
We'll be on the lookout for the red Solo cups.
It'll be. You think that mug's got ice water in it, but surprise. So give me some idea, because now that we're getting close to Thanksgiving, I know that's one of y'all's big events is for Thanksgiving. You mentioned delivering meals. People that are listening in and want to be involved in that somehow, how do you get involved with either helping to pay for the meals, helping to deliver the meals, helping to with the various things that go about it? Because I know that's one of your big events is for Thanksgiving. How do people get involved with that?
The best thing is we talked about social media a while ago.
Yeah.
Is for people to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and check our website out. But then you can see what all's going on, because we got the turkey covered, but we have candied yams, we have all the other fixing that goes along with it that people donate and bring in and stuff. So if they could follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, primarily Facebook, and they can see Sarah and them and the developments are always pushing out what our needs are, what's coming up, and things like that. That's the best way to stay
Absolutely. And if you're interested in volunteering, follow us on those social media channels. We'll be putting out instructions for Thanksgiving Day, because for delivering a meal, you don't have to sign up. You just show up.
Right. And the problem is you might end up delivering 4 meals to my house when it's all said and done. And if you go to Facebook, just search for Shreveport-Bossier Rescue Mission. That's the easiest way to find them. Follow the page and follow along with what they're doing. And we'll share. We're going to share the 5 and 10K fun run that's coming up in just a bit. We'll get that out on the page as well. So ultimately, I've got to imagine, even though I know there has to be times when it can be disheartening. Someone you think you've gotten help has either relapsed or something bad has happened and you've got issues. But I've got to imagine, by and large, on the whole, it's got to be a pretty positive thing, because there are, I would think, way more examples of people that you've helped that have gotten themselves back on track, gotten themselves back where they need to be, and are living a good life. I got to imagine that's incredibly rewarding.
It is, very much. We just left the mission a while ago to come here. Gigi, one of our ministry interns, we have a 1-year ministry intern program for anybody that completes a long-term program. If they feel called to ministry, she's working part-time for us. She was packing her car up and moving out, getting her own apartment a while ago, and we left a while ago. So there's victories. People ask me all the time, how's your success? Really depends on how do you define this success. It could be just getting a job. It could be a woman that's went through domestic violence and she's able to just go out in the public for an hour. You know what I mean? That's a victory.
Yeah.
So victory comes in all different shapes. Depends on how you define victories.
Yeah, and as I said, I would imagine the victories far outweigh the any setbacks that occur as well.
They do. We have to remind ourselves, because we get setbacks.
Yeah.
You know, when you're living life with people, doing life, hey, we all got family, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's messy. But
you should see me with Rogers every day. It's 2 step forwards and 3 steps back in this around here. There's no doubt about that. All right, again, go to the Facebook page or follow them on Twitter or Instagram. Go to the Sports Spectrum website. That's how you can sign up for the run that's coming up. And again, if you follow them on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram, especially Facebook, you can get all the information you need about when they need volunteers, when you need donations, when you're going through all of that. I love what y'all do. I think it's an amazing facility. I love the fact that you've transitioned to much more of a clinic style thing where you're kind of trying to get people back on their feet and get moving. I love that. When someone walks up to you and asks you as the executive director, what's your vision for the Shreveport-Bossier Rescue Mission? What do you tell them? And are you near where you want that vision to be?
Well, I got asked that question not too long ago in a board meeting, and I kind of thought about it. As I get older, I think about things a little longer before I answer them. And the reality is the way the world is, it gets a little crazier every year, it seems. So, but we're not where we used to be, but we're not where we want to be. So we feel good about where we're at, We're able to. We got a tagline at the mission that says, changing our cities one life at a time. And we really believe that, one person at a time. We got 125 to 150 to 175, but we focus individually, doing life individually with people. And we literally believe and know that we are changing our city, from the inside out.
Yeah, and look, it's sometimes the best change happens, as you said, one person at a time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Just one of my favorite things to say when I look at the totality of something is the old, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you can't cure everything at once, but if you can start somewhere with the first step.
A lot of times we find ourselves, we don't do anything because we can't do everything.
Right.
Our philosophy there is through leadership and everything is, hey, even if we do 10%, it's better than 0.
Do something.
That's right. So we don't not tackle something just because we can't do 100%.
Yeah.
Hey, if we can get 5%, 20%, 40%, it's better than 0.
I tell people all the time, you can get paralyzed by the totality of something, but if you just take it, and I have friends who've gone through situations like that, and when they ask me, I say, make a list of things that you can accomplish now.
Right.
Whether it's, even if it's a small victory, and start piling those small victories on top of each other, and before you know it, you'll have made a significant step. And I think that's wise advice, and it's the same thing that y'all are doing. Y'all are piling up small victories that don't seem like a lot initially, but by the time they pile on top of each other, it's a major victory.
Absolutely.
And don't be paralyzed by the idea of where you have to go. Start by taking the first step.
And it's the same thing with people. I had a young man come in yesterday afternoon that owned his own business, and through some circumstances, lost his business, lost his marriage, and all that. And he's like a deer in the headlight,
Yeah.
And I just sit down. I happened to be able to talk to him personally, sit down with him. I was back there on the help desk and just assure him this is the same situation. Hey, you're gonna see a case manager, and we're gonna work out of this hole.
Yeah.
One step at a time. Don't try to look at the whole thing at once. You know what I mean? We're gonna a little bit at a time eat the elephant.
Yeah.
So to speak, one bite at a time.
Absolutely. By the way, if you've never had barbecued elephant, it's delicious. I couldn't leave this without something ridiculous happening. Larry, Sarah, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it. Again, if you want to find out information on the run that is next Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday in the morning, you can go to the Facebook page or go to Sports Spectrum's website, find them, and you'll get you the links to it. Seriously, I love what y'all are doing. I love that you're going about things the right way. You're helping one person at a time, and I think that's fantastic. And I wish y'all the best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
Executive Director Larry Otwell, Sarah Ardis from the Shreveport-Bossier Rescue Mission. We're going to take a break. We'll come back, and we'll discuss a little bit more about the Saints and the Texans. Also, we'll get the links up on the Facebook page for if you want to take part in that 5-10K run, or in my case, saunter. The 10K run or saunter. All right, we'll take a break, come back with more of the Patrick Netherton